What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Ultravox, and we're going back to the 1980 album Vienna. Once again, shout out to both Han Solo for sort of turning my attention to this group, and for Philip for sharing the proper albums, their discography. And yeah, we're up to the tune Passing Strangers. It's interesting, it makes me think most immediately of the idea of the sort of nameless, faceless anonymity of sort of the modern, urban industrial life where people sort of, ride on buses together, they walk next to each other on sidewalks, they go up and down elevators in close proximity to other people, but they don't know these other people, they don't know their struggles or their lives, at least not in a true, meaningful sense, in any sort of, a traditional social bond or something that harkens to, longer, tenured aspects of human social experience. So yeah, it makes me immediately think about sort of the sort of imposed anonymity of sort of the modern way of global civilization. But perhaps it also makes me think about the idea of chance encounters, the idea of passing a stranger, but maybe you bump into them, maybe that leads to a sort of a relationship which dramatically changes your life in terms of where you see yourself going or who you're going to spend it with. It could also be the idea that there are people who are similar and share a number of experiences, and yet they're just like every other stranger as far as they know. It's just another nameless, faceless person that they pass, despite the fact that they have shared struggles, they have points of commonality, and experiences that could be used to forge an emotional and psychological bond. So it's an evocative phrase. It's a phrase that I feel there's a bit of poetry or a bit of concise literary quality to it, and yet I think once again it could go a number of different ways. So the idea of the nameless, faceless sort of concept, it does make me think of Mad World in that respect by Tears for Fears. So I don't know if that's the way it'll go, but that's what I would maybe be most inclined to think of any other type of speculation. I am interested, to go through this band's catalog now that I know, John Fox has just left the group, and ultimately I have begun going through his solo material as well. So just getting all these different avenues and flavors of early 80s music. So yeah, big ups to all the people helping with that, both conceptually and in terms of sharing the actual music. I appreciate you all. So let's get it. This is Ultravox, Passing Strangers on the 1980 album Vienna. Bit of an edge.
We were so young, we were too vain. Once in the dark, sing in the rain. Time on our hands, hope in our heart. We were talking, passing strangers. Love is good across an empty road. Wasted wishes, faded secrets, quickly passes. Time goes by too soon.
Passage of time. Also, we're reflecting to we were so young, and
Stood alone,
I like the kind of
silent and proud.
sci-fi horror sense.
Unknown, lost in a crowd.
Nameless, faceless.
Running through memories like thieves in the night. Clutching emotions, holding too tight.
I like that line.
Turns to dust, shattered by light. We were talking, passing strangers. Words could across an empty room. Wasted wishes, faded secrets, quickly passes. Time
It's already a very complex tune, and then we do this. It's almost like space rock or like. Thematically, I'm kind of on the edges of that one. I feel like I maybe have a sense of, you know, what's being talked about in the passage of time and so on. But yeah, got to listen to it a couple more times to, I think, pick up on some of the pieces a little more clearly. But sonically, really cool. Like I said, it had this kind of like new wave post-punk feel, but there are a couple moments where it was almost like a bit space rocky. It was giving me, like, one of the synths toward the end was giving me kind of like Vangelis vibes, but still with a bit more of a rock feel than I would normally think when I make that reference. So yeah, really interesting tune once again. Shout out to the people who tipped me off to Ultravox and like a million other groups that I'm going through, of course. But yeah, enjoying this journey. Looking forward to more after this album, so do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.